This show has been made possible with the continued support of the 7 Stars Partners.
Hello friends, and welcome to APCW Perspectives. Thank you so much for making us a part of your week, especially with so many folks traveling back and forth to Barcelona for the SBC Summit recently. But hey, I'm still here, you're still there, and the show goes on. I gotta tell you though, moment of honesty and a confession, I sort of have a man crush because I just love the guys that run the UK's Racing Post website. They had an article a month or so ago that was warning folks about these UKGC affordability checks, the same way I've been warning people for months. The Racing Post actually labeled them a war on punters, which in hindsight may be an understatement. The UKGC has taken to calling these affordability checks by a less confrontational term recently, enhanced financial risk assessments. Whatever, dude. Doesn't matter what you call them, because aside from trampling civil rights and the privacy of taxpayers, the Racing Post took issue with the fact that these checks were not supposed to cause additional burdens for bettors or bookies. In fact, the UK gambling minister, Stuart Andrew, said they would be, and I quote, completely frictionless. Not everyone's convinced. In addition to the Racing Post comments equating these checks to an act of war, the Betting and Gaming Council says that they are a potential act of vandalism against our industry. Fairly strong words from an organization that is usually quiet. These comments come in light of the fact that the Gambling Commission now says that the affordability checks may not be enough. I'm going to stop right there to make sure you heard that. The UKGC now says these affordability checks may not be enough and that more intrusive measures could be implemented. Are you f***ing kidding me? This is such a serious issue that the CEO of the Betting and Gaming Council believes these checks could end up taking a dire toll on all our business, especially racing. And as happy as I am that other voices are now rising up to join the chorus, speaking out against these affordability checks, I have yet to have anyone explain to me why or how the UKGC even has the authority or the right to demand such personal financial information just to place a damn bet. So, I'm waiting. Just before I came out here, I was handed another bit of information. Apparently, the UKGC has responded to the Racing Post articles. You know, we don't always respond to people that are critical of this show because they simply don't matter. They're not important. What they say is an opinion and we could care less. I imagine the UKGC is similar. And the fact that they actually responded to the Racing Post is significant, giving their article credibility. So pretend there is a soapbox here for just a moment, and I'm going to go over this because Andrew Rhodes does not like the Racing Post articles. I know, we're shocked. Please settle down. Now they are targeting the Racing Post, saying that the info being published there is a blatant lack of balance in a newspaper. Yeah, okay. This coming from the organization that has the Guardian right here in their back pocket. Whatever. Rhodes also said that only 3%, remember that number, 3% of accounts would be subjected to affordability checks. So I guess 3% is his accepted level of privacy invasion and opening a door for the old slippery slope. Yeah, because, you know, once you let them check 3% of us, they'll never up it to 5, 10, 20%. The government never takes more than what we give them, right? Rhodes also said that these checks would only apply to online bets. No betting shops, no racetracks. So this discriminatory action of theirs, this cherry picking, will only apply to 3% and online. Okay, so let's remember 3% and online, because I have a funny feeling that a couple months from now, or a couple months after these checks go into effect, we're going to see that's not exactly true. Now, back to the show. As I mentioned in the first half, the SBC Summit in Barcelona just wrapped up, so safe travels to everyone headed home right now. What's next on the agenda for our industry? 2 words: Vegas, baby! At least for me it is. Yes, I know that there is a Sigma event in Caraco, but that's a bit of a commute for me. So Vegas, baby, it is. That means the Global Gaming Expo, or G2E. It's the week of October 9th, and I do hope to see some of you there. Others of you, not so much. You know who you are. I'm kidding, of course. I love people. I just don't want to see any of you. I'm totally kidding. I always look for people at G2E, but if you've ever been, you know it's huge and it's not easy to find people. So I've got a pretty full schedule, and if I do see you, it will just be in passing. You'll just see the blur of a really loud jacket go streaking past you. Lastly, the Dutch seem to have stumbled upon something, as they now say they will shake up gambling addiction prevention in that country next year. The reasoning is that what they've been doing is not working. The system's flawed and they need a new approach. Damn. Wow. Holy hell. Finally, a government is waking up. I've always liked the Dutch. I really have. They're intelligent, but they're not afraid to admit when something went wrong or they could do something better. And perhaps like me, they're starting to realize that addiction is a much more complicated topic than these ridiculous just say no methods that are currently in place are equipped to combat. I mean, this is an issue that needs to go to a root cause. Just cutting off credit cards or stopping advertising isn't going to do a damn thing. Maybe the 3% of affordability checks will. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what the Dutch come up with. Maybe it's going to be a much ado about nothing, but I'm going to remain optimistic for now and wrap up this show. Whew, what a show, man. I tell you. You know, it's Thursday when I film this, and that means it's time for me to go play poker. So after we get screwed in the industry all week, I get to go get screwed at the poker table. I'm single. It's the only action I get. God willing, I'll be back again to do it all next week. Well, that was really stupid. I wanted to come back out for just a moment and let you know that I did go to Coldplay last night. I ended up taking a very sweet, lovely, beautiful young woman, 24 years old, just so full of life, and we get along splendidly. It's really amazing. And no, I did not take my daughter. I took my niece. She likes Coldplay, and she's the only one who'd go with me. So anyway, here's some pictures. You can see it was really a spectacular event. I've been to several concerts in my life. I've seen some big name artists. This show was easily in the top 5 shows I've ever seen, with the only show possibly topping it was Pink Floyd. So I guess the British have a monopoly on putting on a show. And I paid dearly for it. But you know what? It's a memory I'll have forever.